Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon,
Hello.
Lizzie. Good afternoon to you. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. I've missed you. How are you?
Good. I miss you too. And then we have all of our friends in the chats, joining both of us
Oh,
this morning. I'm so excited. So we have Evelyn over at Two Flowers, Dos Florecitas. Evelyn, thanks so much for joining us. And Stacy and Travis, thanks so much for joining us. Ryan over at the Frog Prince blog, thank you so much for joining us. Christian and Michael over at McDork's Pop. Carrie over at Live with Carrie, good afternoon. We also have Jody and Laura over at the Jody and Laura Live. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And Michael V is in the chat as well. Oh my goodness, so exciting. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Happy Valentine's, Lizzie.
happy Valentine's Day. Are you doing anything special after the live now?
I don't know yet. I have to film. Typically, Sunday is a filming day for me after the stream. So this is my Sunday, you guys. Typically, after the stream, I'll have lunch and then I'll film for the week. And I do have oh, this is cute. Happy reunion. So I'll probably go to film. I don't know if Dirk and I are gonna go to like lunch. Well, no, probably not lunch. We'll probably do like dinner. So we'll see. It's really cold out. Hopefully it doesn't snow. How is it over there? Is it snowing over there too, or
It's not snowing at the moment, but for the past like 3, 4 weeks, we've had snow at least like 2, 3 times a week, which is really frustrating because I don't like driving in the snow, and I've
yeah,
been
me
trying to like take my car out because, as you know, I'm not at work yet, so my car doesn't get driven. And I was like, I want to go for a drive tomorrow, and then I wake up and there's snow, and I'm like, it's really
oh,
frustrating.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's been snowing here like for the last couple of weekends. It's been snowing, and I don't like driving in the snow. I don't like driving overall. So when it snows, I definitely don't like it. Or when it's like
Yeah,
icy out, definitely
yeah.
not.
I don't think I've ever driven in snow or ice because I got my car in June 2018, I think, and then I quit my job at Christmas, so I missed like the whole
The
snowy
winter,
period.
yeah.
And then I got this job, and I've been working at home since March, so I missed this year's snowy period as well.
Well, it seems like you just missed the yucky parts of driving, so
Yeah.
that is awesome. And good morning, Lady Crystal. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. She says that she is in Texas. It's cold and snowing. I didn't know it snowed in Texas. Huh. That's pretty interesting. So I guess we're all seeing a bit of snow, huh?
It's like the nearer the south, isn't it, Texas?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like, I never know where anything is. I'll be honest.
Oh, that's fine. I live in the US and I don't know where all I mean, I know where a lot of the states are, but if they give me a blank map, I'll be like, all right, I'm
I
missing some
tried
states.
that. There was a website someone was sharing around Instagram, and it would like give you a state, and you'd have to click where you thought it was. And I
Yeah.
think I got about 30 right, which isn't bad, but it also isn't very good either. But I'm English, so it's okay.
Yeah, I have no excuse though. But then again, I feel like I'm always lost. Maybe if I knew my geography, I would not be as lost. Haha. By the way, good morning, Mary. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Crystal says that normally it does not snow there. But what's crazy is that when we went to Florida a couple months ago, it was really cold. And
Which
I
is
was asked,
rare, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, like last year it was cold. It's the first time I experienced like actual cold in Orlando. And then when we were just there, it was really cold. Like it was in the 40s. And I'm like, we're only like what 8 degrees away from like snowy temperatures. So I was like, Turk, is it gonna snow here? He's like, it's not gonna snow in Florida. And I'm like, but it is really cold. So and Michael says that he is the same. I'm assuming he's talking about the map. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where like certain cities in England are, so I'm just as bad really. But I suppose with states, like you kind of expected to know those things over there, but we're not. Like I don't know where anything is.
Yeah, like I feel like if they give me like a world map, I could point a lot of places. Like I can find Italy because it looks like a little boot.
Yeah.
I can find Africa because like a whole continent. Like I could find Australia. I can find Puerto Rico. I can
And you
find a
can
decent
obviously
amount.
find me because we're that
I,
weird. I
yeah,
always
the
say
little
it's a witch with a hat on.
with the sorting hat on.
Yeah.
It makes sense though. Um,
It's
so
because of Wales, I think. Wales makes it look like it's like a witch with a nose, and then like Cornwall's like the chin, and I think the hat's Scotland.
yeah, so I could find that. Yeah, and I could find Texas on the map. I can find Oklahoma because I grew up loving Hanson, so I needed to find out where
Yeah.
Oklahoma is because they're from Tulsa. So, but yeah, yeah, I guess we could both use some geography lessons. What song did you prefer today's reunion? None. None. But Michael can sing. You should sing for us, Michael. Send me a
Sorry,
clip or
Christian.
something.
Michael's going to be singing now.
I know. Send me a clip. I'll play it, and everybody can hear you. It's Michael V. Mbop. Yes, that's my song. Oh my gosh. So I was.
The last time I went to Walt Disney World, it was for Food and Wine, and Hanson were playing, so I got to see Hanson play.
I am so jealous because I've been to the Food and Wine Festival a few times, and I've watched some of the E to the Beat concerts, which is what Hanson would do. And I got to see Boys to Men, and I forget who else we got to see, but I never got to see Hanson there. I did see them in concert in Atlantic City at the Caesars Hotel, and that was really cool. I think I told you when I bought the tickets, I was like crying as I'm buying the tickets because I was so excited because that was like my dream when I was a teenager, just to meet them. And I'm buying the tickets, and Dirk's like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "I'm so excited!" But I know, and now we're all like singing in the chat. Guess it's that. Yes. Oh my goodness. But yes, you see time. You see, we're almost 10 minutes in. Time flies when you're
No.
having fun, and it's just we have such an amazing group here, everybody, and we have the best time. Sunday mornings or afternoons, if it's afternoon where you are, or evening where you are. But we're gonna start with a bit of Chef Disney news, and I feel like everybody's gonna have something to say about this. So everybody, people, don't hold back. Give us your thoughts on this. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick as usual. Let me go ahead and find this. And I think we are there. Let me just make it full screen. All right, perfect. So we are talking about Stitch Crashes Disney. So we finally have a date for when this second release is coming out here in the US. So the second release, which features Lady and the Tramp, is coming out on the 26th. So we're talking, in 12 days. Now it's going to go up. It's going to be online on the 26th and in stores on the 27th. Something that Lizzie and I were talking about backstage is that this second release will not launch on Merch Pass. What? I see Laura's emoji. I think that's a pretty popular feeling, a common feeling here, or response from a lot of people. But Lizzie, what are your thoughts on this? Why don't you think that Shop Disney is going to use Merch Pass?
I mean, bottom line now, I just think so many people have come out and said that they don't like it, that they're probably like, oh, what's the point in Merch Pass? Because it's probably a lot of work to load these items onto Merch Pass and manage it. So they just figured, let it be a free-for-all that's probably going to be like two people fighting over it. I mean, I really don't like, I didn't like January's either, really, because I get that he's supposed to crash Disney, but why has he got the tablecloth and then like loads and loads of meatballs over him? If he jumped into the spaghetti, he would still be blue, but with spaghetti on him. I know that would be less detailed. It would just be a normal Stitch with a meatball on his head, but it wouldn't look as tacky. I think this looks really, really tacky.
Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to read some of our comments here in the chat. Lady Crystal says no merch pass because the popularity is in there. Carrie is saying that she got January, but she is stopping there. Now, McDorks are saying that they are inspired by the movies, nothing to do with the characters. I can see that. That is the actual movie because, for the first release, which featured Beauty and the Beast, he didn't look like Belle or Beast or Chip or any other characters. It's really more, the movie. But I think this Disney realized this flop. Yeah, the first release wasn't bad because, like you were saying, Lizzie, like it was still Stitch. He was still blue. He had some
Yeah.
subtle like Beauty and the Beast, like tones on him. Like in his skin, he had the little uh the enchanted rose and all of that. So it was still Stitch to me, and I think it was really cute. This one though, I agree with you. I don't think that having him look like a tablecloth covered in spaghetti was you know was it. I don't know. I don't think this should have been the design because I think that they're realizing that because people are being so vocal as to not liking this Stitch. Because to me, Stitch looks like he's got some sort of like disease, like Ebola or something. Like, what happened to you, Stitch? Like, I don't know. I just don't think Mary saying it's terrible. I think that's why I think you were the one that said, Lizzie, that we will have just like two people fighting over this merch pass. So I
Yeah.
think that
Well, you'd think, but I really like to go on Shop Disney's Facebook account whenever there's been a big release, just to see whether people have had problems or what they think about upcoming releases. And so many people were saying, "Oh, my daughter's gonna love this. Oh, I really hope I get it." And I was like, "Really?" Like I wasn't very vocal about not liking it because with my Instagram following, I don't know if any of those people who follow me are friends with the person that designed this, and I
I
don't want to
see.
upset the person that is really proud of this, but
Right,
it's not
right.
for me. The whole collection so far isn't for me. I don't like the patterns. This one kind of creeps me out. Like they've actually even given him yellow eyes instead of like white eyes. And I'm like, the sauce wouldn't have got into his eye. He would be in the hospital if it got into his eye.
Oh, oh, poor Stitch. And I'm reading McDurk's comment. He was blue because of the stained glass. Yes, I mean it is true. Luckily that was the design, but to me it looked much better because Stitch anyway is blue, so it
Yeah.
just seemed like a very subtle touch on his like skin, rather than making him look like Lady on the Tramp Stitch. But yeah, but I think that it went really well because it just so happened that Stitch is blue too. Ebola Stitch. So, I mean, I don't think January is bad, which I agree with Mary. But I also, I agree with Crystal. It's gonna be interesting to see what's to come with this collection because I believe the following release, if I'm not mistaken, should be Lion King, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we get it before you guys. We get it on Thursday. So I'm really surprised that they haven't shown us March yet because they usually put that post up a few days before just to create anticipation and remind everybody that it's coming out. And maybe they've pulled the design they had for March because of this one and they're having to rethink it really quick.
Yeah, maybe. Michael says he doesn't think this one is bad. I mean, Stitch, he'll be adorable regardless. I just think that, like you said, I mean, why giving him yellow eyes? I don't know. It's like
Yeah,
scary
that's
Stitch.
really strange. I mean, I think I would have been okay if he was like all tablecloth and then he just had the meatball on his head. I think that would have worked. It's just the fact that if he's crashing it, and this is the problem I have with the first one, if he's crashing it and like he's meant to be covered in it, it wouldn't look like that. they're just they're doing something that's inspired by it, but it just didn't. I don't think it worked with this one personally.
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean, I'm excited to see how many people buy it. My friend kept replying to my story. I put a story on saying, "Are you going to get it? Yes or no?" And she was like, "Tell me exactly how many people said yes." And I had a look, and I was like, 89. She was like, "Can you give me all their names?" I went, "I'm not giving you all their names."
Oh, What do you think about what Christian's saying?
Ooh,
Lion King will have the bugs all over it or colorful leaves. I can
well,
see
this will
the
creep me out.
I can see that would be, interesting. I don't know about the bugs. I don't like bugs, but
Leaves would work. I would like leaves. I mean, the thing is, I would, as you all know, I would rather have Stitch dressed as something, not necessarily a character, but he could be dressed in the tablecloth, or he could be, dressed in one of like a bit of fabric and the rose. But like for Lion King, if they were going to do it that way, he could have been in like don't they wear a little grass skirt at some point? That would have been cute.
yeah. You know that you're saying wearing the tablecloth. I mean, I'm sure I've seen like Stitch like illustrations where he's wearing like a little cape. The tablecloth could have been like a little cape or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I've got the superhero Stitch Pop. I think it's exclusive to Pop in a Box.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool. I mean, Stitch will be adorable regardless. I just think that now that we have like a side by side comparison here of, um,
Yeah, it
January
makes
Stitch.
January grow on me, that's for sure. I mean, I wouldn't buy January still, but it looks so much better in comparison.
Yeah, I mean, because in this plush, Stitch is actually holding a rose. So, they could have put the tablecloth around Stitch, just like they have the rose kind of hanging off his mouth. So I think that I don't know. I will see. I'm really curious to see what they're going to release for Lion King. Um, I don't know. I keep on thinking about the Rafiki colors. So if they just
Oh,
yeah, something about around that would be cool too.
a bit like
Um,
what they did with the Wisdom plush, where he had like all the multicolored like leaves. I don't know. It's so difficult, and I think they have to be really careful with the Lion King because it's such a fan favorite that you can't mess it up. You really can't.
yeah, like they're just saying they're doing what they did with Amazon Mickey. They're just using the pattern. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, and I see they put pasta on the head for the replacement of the rose. Okay, I can see that too. But I'm really excited to see the Lion King one because I'm curious as to what color schemes we're gonna see on him. I am thinking probably some brown, some orange, hopefully some blue in there too. Maybe yeah, maybe something like that. I mean, actually, it's funny because the background there has the kind of those colors, a bit of brown, maybe like a little bit of like
Yeah, like,
orange
are
and
we thinking
blue.
that maybe that's going to be a hint?
You know what? Maybe because I started thinking about just really again the Rafiki colors and the lion like fur, and just Scar, Mufasa, and all these different like colors that you get just by looking at the characters and stuff. So you know what? Yeah, let me see if I can scroll down and we have some more colors here. Maybe. I mean, I'm excited to see
I
what they're
think
gonna
the
do
Little
with
Mermaid would be
Mermaid.
nice. I will probably end up with that one.
Yeah, I think, that would be cool too. I wonder what they're gonna do with that. Um, I don't know about this 5th release.
Oh, the Mufasa sky scene would be nice. Like blue with loads of like little shining silver stars, a bit
Oh
like
my
the
gosh.
Spirit Mufasa pop.
Yes, that would be really pretty. So,
Mm.
yeah, oh my god, the Mufasa
It would
sky.
also be incredibly popular though, so Merch Pass would come back.
Yes, if they did that, I totally agree with you. I think that would be a really popular, and I think that a really popular one. I think that would kind of give a boost to the Stitch Crashes Disney, which so far it seems like a lot of people have been disappointed by it. I did like the January one. It's not quite what I was expecting, but I like it compared to the Lady and the Tramp one. So we'll see. I'm excited to see what's gonna come out um for the next month. But with that said, you know what they haven't announced yet? They haven't announced the Disney Castle collection. So it's still
Oh, tell
here.
me about it. I'm so annoyed. I spent quite a lot of money on Friday because we finally got the Up key and the whole Up collection. And my friend messaged me and she was like, right, I'm not spending any money for the rest of the month. So I was like, we've still got the Castle collection. Like they told us it would be February. There was a post on Shop Disney UK and there was no date. And I'm like, we are halfway through February now. I would quite like a date. if it ends up being the week I get paid, like the side of the week before I actually get the money in my bank account, I'm going to be really annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like, yeah, Shop Disney UK mentioned this a while ago when we first saw a preview of what this one is gonna look like. And like Shop Disney UK already had a date. Shop Disney in the US was like coming soon, which means God knows when this is coming. And it's still saying coming soon. And I know we see them like every other month pretty much being released.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're gonna do maybe something towards the end of the month around the same time as Stitch Crashes Disney. I know that I think on the 22nd, Shop Disney in the US is going to release their Beauty and the Beast collection, but it's just more like, things for the house, like blankets and things like that. But
Oh yeah.
so what are you looking to get from this one? Are you getting just the ornament and the pin?
I'm gonna get the ornament because I've just started collecting them, but I'm really tempted by the puzzle. I think I'm gonna have a talk with my mom about it because we've gotten into jigsaw puzzles at the moment because we can't really go out. And
Mhm.
I think this one's really pretty because my mom's favourite colour is purple. So I think we'd be able to find somewhere that we could put it because of all the purple.
Yeah, I now do you guys frame your puzzles? I know that I have asked Laura before if when she's done if she frames them, but she's like, "No, we just break them apart and put them back together." Do you frame
We
yours?
do actually. We've just finished. Well, I say we. I helped at the beginning, and then I gave up when it got too difficult. We just finished a Thomas Kincaid Tangled one that
Ooh.
has already been framed. I just need it hung up because I want it higher than I am stood, so I need my dad to do it for me. But that's going to go in my office because that's where all my Tangled things live. And
Mhm.
actually, that's where all of my castles live because I did manage to get the past 5 once I decided I was going to collect them. I'm just quite worried now because now that we're like at the halfway point, I'm like, oh, what if I miss out on one?
Aw. Um, you know what? You make puzzles, so does Laura, Meg Dorsey put puzzles together. I feel like this is something that Dirk and I should do, but I think that we're going on like another.
Kind of relaxing, but it's kind of not at the same time. But I mean, Laura's idea of taking a picture of it and then ripping it apart, I couldn't do that because I wouldn't want to put it back together again.
Right, like, for some reason, my StreamYard froze. I feel like this happens all the time, like, my chat froze, so I can't highlight the comments, so I'm, like, looking at it on my phone. So I did see that too. I saw Evelyn's comment too, "I would love to get the castle pins, but my budget is already set on another collection of mine." I will see. I feel like that happens to all of us. Like, I started to try to calm down with, the key purchasing. I actually didn't get the Winnie the Pooh one, but then I'm looking at other things like $400 Legos, like I was telling Lizzie. Um, but yeah, and good morning, Disney Jess. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Looks like Travis had said 100% disappointed. I want to like them, but so far, meh. It does have a good size though. I'm not sure if Travis, are you talking about Stitch Crutches Disney or are we talking about the castles? Because actually both
I think Stitch.
Stitch. Okay.
Yeah,
Because actually both pins, I was surprised as to how big those Stitch pins are. They're pretty big.
they are quite big, but I remember saying like when I started seeing people's arrive, I was like, I still wouldn't pay £20 because that's how much they were in the UK. I was like,
Mhm.
that they are sneakily overpricing some things at the minute. I'm not really seeing it with plush, but with homeware especially. There
Mhm.
was a cookie jar on Shop Disney UK on Friday that was like £55, and I think it was $40 in the US.
Wow.
And I guess you know this from converting things with me that US dollars are more than UK pounds. So it should have been cheaper than 40, but it wasn't. It was more.
Wow. That's crazy. I feel like a lot of things are going up these days. We were talking last night. I was talking with my friend Natalie. We had like a little video chat, and then we were talking about the pin event that Disney does every year. How I heard that Disney is trying to maybe do an in-person pin event this year, but we'll see
Oh,
what
really?
happens. And we were like, well, how are they going to make this possible? Because of all these restrictions we have. So her and I were kind of like just kind of throwing ideas out there of how we think they might do it. So we think that they might do maybe like something really limited, like just 500 people so that we can limit the space. But then by doing that, we think that Disney might also raise the prices, just kind of like you're seeing how they're raising prices of merchandise. I can
Yeah.
see them raising the ticket from 150, which was back when they did Fairy Tales, which was an in-person event. I can totally see them raising this to probably like 250 if they only do like a 500 people event, which means that the merchandise and everything will be really limited and people will
Yeah.
really want these items. So I can see them just raising the ticket to like 250 if they were doing something like that. Hopefully not, because I do want to go and I don't want to spend $500 in just tickets for Dirk and for myself. But but I mean, yeah, we
I
will
mean, I
see.
wouldn't be surprised if they did that because obviously they'd raise the price to make up for the fact that they're still doing an event but for less people. But I
Hmm.
saw someone say the other day, like, oh, Broadway's closed, but the Super Bowl still went ahead. I'm like, we can't get into arguments about that, like what we can do and what we can't do, or else we'll all just go crazy. We just need to like take what we can get, I think.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't really follow sports or anything, but I saw that I think it was Disney Parks Instagram page was showing that Gronkowski, one of the football players, was already in Disney after they won the Super Bowl. You know how there's like a tradition that the winners they go to Disney World.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, it must be more difficult now because wouldn't don't they still need reservations? So they needed to get reservations for both teams, like because they don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, I wonder if they just do like a general reservation and they don't put a name until it's done. Because I think I had heard somewhere, at the end of the Super Bowl, they'll show like a video of like, congratulations to whatever team, and you see it's like a pre-recorded thing. So I'm assuming
Yeah.
that they just do both, and whichever wins, that's the video they're gonna play. So maybe they'll do
Oh
something
yeah,
similar where they just
yeah.
kind of do like a general reservation and then just. Oh, how do I see it on my phone? McDurst Sports. Who is she? I know. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
her.
don't follow sports either, but like I remember my dad said he was watching it, and I was just thinking, oh, cool, it's just going to be like our sports over here, where like there's no crowd. And then like I saw clips on the news, and I was like, there's quite a lot of people there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to catch up with some of the comments on my phone. Travis and Stacey are saying, hopefully not on the pin event. I feel like there is too much money to lose. Their online event had around 4,000 people, so they were making money with all the tickets sold versus previous events. I think that unless they kind of like tweak some things with the virtual event, it might not be as popular because I think that the in-person event basically let's say, like let's say Dirk and I were both going, those are two tickets right there versus a virtual event. Technically, we just really need one of those, only
Yeah,
one ticket because I can just buy for both of us. So I think that with the virtual event, if it's a family that typically goes, they can probably get away with just having one, maybe two virtual tickets because there's no need for a family of five or six to buy six tickets because they can just do away with they can just do make one of them work, because technically with the online event, really your ticket was more kind of like you kind of paid to be able to buy more pins, if that makes sense. So I think that with the in-person event is not only the tickets, but also people fly in and they're also spending money at the parks. They're also, a lot of them are staying on Disney property. So I feel like with the in-person events, there's a lot of revenue that goes in, to Disney from all the other things associated with that, the stay, eating at Disney, just purchasing more stuff around the park ticket too, because for the pin event, you have to have a park ticket to Epcot to be able to go in. So that's another thing. So having an in-person event for Disney means a lot of money.
yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
I think with obviously I didn't go to the pin event. I just got some pins picked up for me. But like they did like chat rooms, but with like the rise of Zoom and things like that, I don't see why they didn't do something where you could actually join like a Zoom room and actually talk to people, because I'm not a chat room kind of person, really.
Yeah, I think what Jess is saying, I hope if they do a virtual event again, they can provide better content. I think that this was kind of like a trial and error and kind of see how it goes, because as far as I know, this is the first time that they do like a virtual pin event. And it's kind of like with everything that once you kind of try it once, you can kind of tweak it and see what you should do, what you should change for next time. And I think that, yeah, I think that more interactive content would be cool. And like you said, Lizzie, some sort of version of Zoom or something where traders can like see each other, or you could have better communication could be done a little easier, because they had a like a DM type of system, but like you couldn't really reply to the messages. So I would have to send you a new message every time I want to say something to you and vice versa. So I thought that that could be tweaked a little bit, but we'll see. I mean, I am excited to see what they're going to come up with for the next pin event, and especially since we have the heroes versus villains theme. So I'm excited to see what they have, and I really hope they do an in-person event, because when they do the in-person events, they have like the tech, free pins. But I mean, I feel like you kind of pay for that with your
Yeah.
ticket, But for fairy tales, we had one welcome pin. We had six scavenger hunt pins, which were Pascal. That's already seven free pins. And your going away pin was a 4 pin set. So you got 11 free pins that were LE and exclusive to the pin event. So that is something that I also missed from having an in-person event. So hopefully if they do an in-person event this year, they'll give us some really cool pins like that too. Travis is saying, very true, with people coming in and staying. So yeah, it could go either way. I hope they do it in person. I think the theme this year is pretty cool. I think so too. What do you think about the theme, Lizzie?
I think it's cool as well. I mean, I hope they would use it as an opportunity to do pins for more underappreciated films. Like Heroes and Villains, like the first thing that came into my head would be Quasimodo and Frollo, because they never do things for the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
With their merchandise this year, I think they've played it really safe. I think if you start doing merch for films that you've never done before or haven't done for years, you will probably get more sales, because you've got people our age who are like, oh, that brings back memories of my childhood, I'm going to buy all of that. But instead, they just stick to what they know and what they know is popular. But there's so many more popular films that they just ignore.
Yeah, I agree. So I wonder, I mean, with the heroes versus villains, if they're gonna bring some of these characters that maybe they don't do a lot of pins of. So it'd be pretty interesting to see what kind of films they showcase in the pins and the art. So good morning, LBD. Thanks so much for joining us. Laura's saying that her oldest is obsessed with Hunchback. I haven't seen
That
that
makes
movie.
sense, because I think I'm about around the same age as Laura's eldest. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I haven't seen it. I'm a fake fan.
You need to watch it. I mean,
I
you won't love it as much as you love Beauty and the Beast, but do you think that that would mean like you might get more Gaston pins? Would you collect Gaston pins, or do you try and stick to just Belle?
So I try to collect Beauty and the Beast in general, but I do love my Belle and Beast. But yeah, if they had any Gaston pins, I'd be all over that. Yes, I am a fake fan. um, Lady Crystal, I purchased the lunch by Peter Pan Lost Boys. Oh, nice. That's the way to do it, with box lunch money and rewards and a coupon. Yes. Yes, I try to save my box lunch money, but this is what happens to me. I don't know if it happens to you, Lizzie, with like I know that you don't have box lunch there, but with like other stores are similar. So I save up to have enough box lunch money. But then by the time that I'm kind of like at the cutoff where they're gonna expire, and I'm like, oh my God, there's nothing that I want. So I start looking for stuff that I would maybe get just to spend money. So then I'm like, there's nothing really that I want, and then sometimes it just expired, and I get very annoyed. But I don't know if that happens to
Yeah,
you with the ones.
I put in an order on Box Lunch in about October to get Joe some shirts for Christmas. Um, and I keep getting emails like, "You've got Box Lunch money," and I'm like, "Well, if it wasn't so expensive to ship over here, then I would shop with you more often."
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I get it's expensive, but you know, we're in 2021 now. I don't see why it's so expensive. Like, I wouldn't mind waiting like months for my stuff if they just said, right, we're going to keep it at the airport until we've got enough parcels that it, you know, makes it worth it, and you pay less. I I hate buying things from the US. I asked the pickup service to get me some wishables yesterday because
Yeah.
they've got the cruise line ones on like their 25% off, and I really want to complete the cruise line set because it's like as soon as the cruises operate again, you will not see those wishables online.
Yeah. I wonder if Box Lunch can partner with some sort of like company in the UK where they can kind of like have them distribute their merchandise. Because I think that would be a
They
lot.
have one, but they work with Hot Topic. But I feel like Hot Topic and Box Lunch are interchangeable anyway, aren't they?
They're supposed to be the same company.
Yeah. I do see the odd thing on there, but like it's usually the homeware that doesn't come over, like the comforters and stuff,
I
which
see.
is what I really want.
Oh, you know what? I don't think I told you that they say the homeware comforters and things like that. I noticed that Pottery Barn Teen, which is like another line that Pottery Barn has a Harry Potter like line. So Dirk and I were talking about getting like a comfort like a duvet cover and just like some Harry Potter things for our bedroom because we are like 13 years old. So but oh my gosh, if you haven't seen it, I have to send you a link to on your Instagram. The Harry Potter teen line is amazing. Like they have the coolest stuff for like a bedroom and it looks so nice. So when I heard you talking about like the house stuff, I'm like, yeah, we're kind of looking into that, but Harry Potter. McDork sent me it. Oh my gosh. Yes, I have to send it to you guys. You know what? Let me see if I can just put it in the chat. I'm just promoting Pottery Barn right now. I mean, it's just because I am like in love with this. Oh my gosh. Because I was telling Lizzie that I started reading. I started reading. Um, I started reading Harry Potter and I liked it because it's actually an easy read. I'm not done yet. But this
Are
is
you
like
on the first one?
yes, I'm still there. I'm almost done with that first book. But I love it. I think that because here's the thing, because I watch the movies, I can picture what they're talking about. So it
Yeah,
just makes
yeah.
it like easier, I think. So if anyone out there is looking into maybe trying to read it, I think it'd be fun. All right, so I'm gonna just throw this in the chat right now, just because this is supposed to be our Disney stream, but I'm just throwing that link in the chat with all that stuff because yeah, I was super
I
into
really
it.
struggle with Harry Potter personally. Like, I love Harry Potter. I grew up on Harry Potter. Like, my dad used to read me the books because I was quite young when they came out.
Mhm.
So they were read to me, and then the films came out, and then I read them myself. So, like, the whole picturing thing, I get that. I wish I'd read them myself first because I prefer to picture in my head how something's going to look and then compare how I expect it to be with how the film is. But I find, like, when you get to the bigger books, like Goblet of Fire is like huge. I'm like, why do you need to explain everything? Like, she will explain things that were in the last book, and I'm like, we don't need a previously on Harry Potter like thing. Just assume that everybody's reading all 7 books in one go.
Yeah, like you know what's funny? So I downloaded the Kindle app for the phone, my iPhone, which I learned is a free app. So, and then with Amazon Prime, you can download some books for free. So the book was free to be. So I'm like, ha, double score, right? So, and I something that was cool is that as you read on the Kindle app, it learns your reading speed. So it tells you roughly how long it's going to take you for your next
Yeah.
chapter.
Yeah,
So
I told someone that the other day and they didn't realise because I've got the Kindle Paperwhite. Paperwhite. It's meant to resemble a book page. Apparently, that's what they said. But I like that it's backlit. Like with my phone, I feel like if I read on my phone, it would be too bright. But the Kindle is kind of just like a little soft light, and it's a lot better. But it keeps lying to me. It keeps saying you've got 1 minute left, and then I'll be reading for another 5. I'm like, don't do this to me.
Oh, like you see, like it's funny because I'll try to read when I have like time. Like I'll try to read on my lunch break, but let's say my coworker is there and like she just happens to mention something to me, then I'll be like 10 minutes in one page. And I'm like, you know what? This Kindle is going to think I'm such a dummy that it's taking me 10 minutes to get through one page. It's going to be like, it's going to take you 1 month and 3 days to finish chapter 1. But it's, I've been trying to read more at night, typically right before I go to bed. Like I'll go ahead and I'll open my Kindle app and start reading, and I'm getting there. I'm almost done with that first book, but I really like it because um, it's just easy to picture everything once I've seen the movies, and yeah, it's exciting. Lizzie, talking about exciting, you have some exciting Wishables news to talk about, and just to some insider news.
I wouldn't say it's insider as it was on Twitter, but like anyone with a Twitter knows it. But when there was like radio silence for like February, wasn't there? I remember I was watching your live streams and you're like, we don't know what the Wishables are yet. I don't think we found out what the Wishables were for like about a week before, and then we got a picture like 2 days before or something like that. So we got Small World in February. And then when that news came out, someone tweeted, oh yeah, February It's a Small World, March is Peter Pan's Flight, we don't know what April is, and then May is Star Tours. So right off the bat, I am not collecting the Star Tours ones. I like Star Wars, but unless it's like a little R2-D2, I do not care. I will get the Peter Pan, but I'm quite confused as to why they don't have April. Like, if you have May, why don't you have April? I mean, the first Wednesday of the month would be the Wednesday before Easter, but would they do an Easter set? The parks don't really celebrate Easter the same way that they celebrate Christmas, so I don't think we would have an Easter set the same way we had a Christmas set. They still haven't done a Thanksgiving set either, so I think they only like to celebrate the festivals that actually have like overlays and things. But I'm really excited to see the Peter Pan ones. I actually thought the April one might be Ratatouille, but then I googled it and Ratatouille has no opening date yet. I thought they'd do what they did with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, where the Wishables came out on the day the attraction opened. But apparently Ratatouille hasn't got a date yet. So, but can you imagine those Wishables, a little tiny rat?
Oh my gosh, I think those would be super cute, because I mean, I saw they already have like Ratatouille like ears, and they look adorable. Yeah. So I can only imagine what the Wishables would look like.
I really want an upset. Like, I know they have to do it. I didn't realize that not many people know that there has to be like an attraction attached. They won't just do Wishables for anything. So like we won't see like, I'm trying to think of an attraction that doesn't have a movie that doesn't have an attraction. We wouldn't see Robin Hood Wishables, for example. There's no Robin Hood attraction. Although how cute would they be? But like they can kind of do it if there's a festival. And because there's that whole bird show in Animal Kingdom, which I'm not interested in, I don't like birds, they could do an upset. And I feel like an upset would like just blow my mind, unless it's just all birds, and in which case I won't get it because I don't really like birds.
Different versions of Kevin.
I'm just so relieved that they're not getting rid of Wishables, because I don't see why they would. They're so popular.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you.
I think they're really reasonable as well. I mean, like, they're $10 and you don't know what you're getting. But if you're in the US, they're easy to trade. UK, not so much. I keep putting up my, like, trade posts, and it's just so quiet. No one, as soon as you put I'm in the UK, everybody just kind of goes like that. I mean, have you managed to trade your hectares yet?
No. Nope. I think I'm just gonna give them away, because at this point I kind of gave up. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, because no, it's just that I don't see myself getting any more Wishables unless it's something like, I don't even know, all different
Can't see
castles in
anything else that
one.
you would really like.
Roger Rabbit. If they do like a toon
Roger Rabbit,
scene,
yeah.
but I don't know if they would because that's only in California. They don't have that in Disney World. So I
With
wonder
that
if they would.
being said, though, the Monsters Inc. one was for a ride that's only in California, so they could do it. I just,
True.
it probably wouldn't be fair on the Californians to like release it while their like park isn't even open. But I don't think Disney care that much.
Yeah, or
I would
maybe.
Enchanted Tiki Room ones, definitely.
Yeah, or maybe I wonder if they would still release it just to kind of give something to people in California because I know I don't have all the details, but I saw they had this event in California where they were going to do something similar to the Food and Wine Festival. It's going to be like a ticketed
Yeah.
event. So, I mean, that could be a good opportunity to release them there, and also in Orlando, because I know that they're still selling merchandise over there in downtown Disney. Um,
Yeah.
so I wonder if they would still do it just to kind of like give something to people in California. I would be all about the Roger Rabbit wishable. So that's I think another one that I would get into that and all the castles. No, I did not agree with that. No.
Oh, Pinocchio is one of my dad's favourites because my dad was born in 1960. So like it was kind of like that time where they just replay all of the Disney movies because they weren't making that many at the time, although I think Aristocats came out in like 61 or 63 or something. So he got given that. But funnily enough, his favourite film is Robin Hood because it came out when he was 13. And
Wow.
that's why it's one of my favourite films as well. My top three are Oliver and Company, Robin Hood, and the Aristocats, even though I don't like cats at all.
That's too funny that you love Aristocats, but not really a cat person.
Yeah. And Oliver and Company, I mean, there's only one cat, it's mostly dogs. But why are two of my top three cat films? I am a dog person, but I also love the 101 Dalmatians. I mean, it would be cute if they did Wishballs for those, but I don't think there's any 101 Dalmatians attraction like in the world. I think they need to go back and do like some of the like Big Thunder Mountain would be cool. I don't know what they do exactly. I know they do the goat, but they quite like doing the ride vehicles at the moment, don't they? So I'm really hoping we get like is the ship called the Galleon in Peter Pan's Flight? Like I'm
I have
not
no
sure
idea.
whether it's got a name, but like the ship that would be cool. I'd love Mr. Smee as well because Mr. Smee is my favourite Peter Pan character. But
Aww.
every time they like give us a little like teaser, I'm like, I want to see pictures. I would like a release date announced. Like, don't tease me with stuff. Just tell me when all the details are like ready, I guess.
Yeah, they did a Splash Mountain's Wishable set, right?
Yeah, I only have the rabbit. I got it myself, and I was like, "Oh, should I get some bags?" And I was like, "No," because I went on Splash Mountain once, and me and Joe didn't really like it.
Okay. Now in Disneyland or Disney World?
Disneyland. Joe hasn't been to Walt Disney World yet. You told me that Walt Disney World is tamer, didn't you? So I might give it a go. But that's if it's even still open when I ever get to go again.
You see, the one in Disney World is different. It's like, have you been on Space Mountain in Disneyland?
Yeah.
Where it's like two seats next to each other?
Yeah.
Like
I feel better when things are two seats because with the one seat, like I sat in front of Joe so that like if I went forward he could like grab me and pull me back. But he didn't feel safe because he didn't have like the front of the boat. He just had like the back of me as like his protection, and everything got wet. Luckily, we went when they were still giving out Ziploc bags, so our phones were safe. But my bag was soaked, my outfit was soaked. A map in my bag got completely soaked. It was just useless after that. I don't know why I get the map. I don't need the maps, but I just get them for like DIY things when I get back home.
But yeah, if you go to Disney World with Joe, you would like that one a lot better because you don't get nearly as wet and you sit next to each other. So I think it's a lot better. The one in Disneyland, I was so
Yeah.
shocked at how wet you get. And I think I told you we went with my coworker and she had never been there either. And I think it had been years since she had been to Disney World, and I don't think her husband had ever been. So they didn't had never been on Splash Mountain. And because in Disney World you don't get wet, I was like, oh, you guys should go in the front row. Like, you'll love it. They were soaked, like so soaked. And then it was like 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So it was chilly and they were soaked. And we felt so bad because we didn't know. So Disney World,
Yeah.
it's like a tamer, I guess, version of that one. But at the same time, it has a lot more animatronics inside. It doesn't feel as bare as the one in Disneyland. So I think the one in Disney World is a lot better, just from my experience. But Lizzie, are you with us? Did we freeze a little bit? Lizzie will be back. But well, Lizzie
I kind
comes.
of am. Like, keep going, and I'm like,
Okay, you're moving. You're moving a little bit. Kinda. Maybe a little bit. I can kind of see you moving in slow motion a little bit. Lizzie. Mac Dorks. Too excited when shopping.
I don't know what more I can do. I'm already on my phone.
Laura says that I need to use my wand. So, okay, you're moving more now. Okay, a little bit. Lizzie, hello. All right, I think Lizzie's having some connection issues. But while Lizzie comes back, I want to talk about two things. Oh, I think I hear you, Lizzie. Do you want to like come back in and see if that helps with the connection? I don't know if you hear me. All right, so we'll do that, Lizzie. If you want to come back, once you're like exit the studio and come back in, I'll bring you back out. Hopefully that fixes the connection real quick, because I just have you frozen on my screen. So if you want to do that, that should work. Let me see here. All right. Well, while Lizzie comes back, there's a couple more things that I wanted to talk about because we are really close to the end of the hour. Oh, I think Lizzie's coming back. Let's see. Maybe. Oh, yes. I see you.
So sorry.
Oh, let's see. So I hear you. It's moving a little slowly. Let's see. Um, slow movement. It's getting there. Let's see. A little bit. Okay. Okay.
Any luck?
You're try to move a little bit so I can see if you're like frozen. Yep. Okay. You're okay. Good. um, So what I was going to say, there's two things that I want to talk about real quick. Tomorrow, there's going to be a D23 Pin Set that is going to be released on Shop Disney. So just want to share that real quick because we're getting to the end of the hour. As usual, you know, time flies when you are having fun. So this is going to be, let's see where we are.
Oh.
Yeah, so this one is going to be it's not a pin set. It's actually two individual pins. This is to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Muppet Treasure Island. And then these are actually going to be early 1500. Each pin is going to be sold separately. It's going to go live tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, and they are going to be $12.99 each, with a maximum of one pin of each style, per D23 Gold member for online orders. I think these are really cute, but from just looking at this picture, I would have thought that it was going to be a pin set, not individual pins. What do you think?
Yeah, they've kind of made it look like a pin set. I mean, I think this is better because I would rather have Kermit. I wouldn't have Fozzie. Treasure Island is one of my favourite Muppet films, and I'm actually a D23 member now.
Yay!
The plush for February I've got from birthday, but because it's not on Amazon, it's a lot harder for me to get that pin because the Shop Disney, they're not shipping to the UK at the moment, so I can't even get that pin, which is so annoying.
Oh no. And you know what's crazy? These D23 pins that are sold on Shop Disney, I feel like they take so long to be sent out. I don't know if you've
Yeah, because
experienced that.
you didn't get the Christmas pin until after Christmas, did you?
Yeah. Yep. So everything, I don't know why these C23 pins take so long. I don't know. I know that right now, there's shipping delays with most things. For example, I was telling you, Lizzie, backstage that my husband got me a Valentine's Day present, and he paid for like a 2-day shipping, and it should have been here a while ago, but because we have all these delays, it's not going to get here until the 18th. And I don't know if that's also partly why these D23 pin sets or pins always take so long, but I feel like they've been taking a while even before like the pandemic started. But I know that in everything is like delayed these days. Even when you pay for like, 2 day shipping, it's still taking forever. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think these are cute, and these are characters that you don't see many pins of either.
No, definitely. And like Kermit's just adorable. Fozzie's a bit like meh. I'm not that
Uh,
fussed. But I hope this means that they'll do all of them because Muppet Christmas Carol is like the best Muppet film. But like with shipping, Shop Disney and D23 obviously have a problem. But the D23 Amazon plushes, I ordered mine on the Friday. Bearing in mind it's got to come from America, it was with me in the UK on the Wednesday.
What? So like 3, 4
I
days
know,
later?
I know it's crazy. I think it's because we had to pay something like $50 or $60 for shipping because of the size of the February plush because it's two plushes rather than one. It's Mickey and Minnie, but they used FedEx, so it was basically like a next day service. But you can't really do next day when it's US to UK because you need a few days for it to get across the pond. I mean, Laura knows. Laura sent me a parcel, I think, around like maybe the 24th, 25th of January, and it's claiming that it's still like on a flight from Florida to the UK. I'm like, it does not take
What?
3 weeks to get to the UK.
Wow. Do you think it's because it's like, I don't even know? Because I feel like sometimes depending on the time of the year, if there's like a holiday or something, it might take longer. But I mean, end of January, it's after Christmas. So I wonder.
Yeah, yeah. Like I found it strange because there was Christmas delays, and then it got better, and then there's delays again. But I think that's because like it doesn't really affect the US so much, but the delay is clearly with the UK. And now anything coming in from Europe has to be treated the same way as anything coming from the US, as in they have to do customs declarations. So I think that might be slowing everything down. But there's popcorn in there. I really want to eat my popcorn.
Oh, well, luckily popcorn feels like a pretty hearty snack, so hopefully it'll be pretty good by the time you get it. But it's funny that you mentioned that there's a delay with the UK because the other thing that I wanted to talk about before we end our stream is let me go ahead and share it real quick. Lizzie, have you heard of Artland UK?
I have, yeah. I haven't got any of their pins, but I follow someone who's like not a brand rep, but you know what I mean. I've actually worked with Pulse Gallery before. They gifted me my Coco print that's actually behind me but out of the frame.
Okay. Oh, so because I know that Arlan UK, they kind of took over what Acme used to be, and they just released these really cute um, princess pins. Is their Neo Nouveau collection, and they're all individual pins, or you can get the set. Now, because this comes from the UK, the prices are in pounds, but they have the cutest pins, and they are low edition pins. Here we have Elsa. It is LE 300, and then we'll also have Cinderella. And it's cute because you never see her, or you don't see her much with that other outfit. And then we have Tiana, which I think the Tiana pin came out really cute. And then you also
Yeah.
have Jasmine, which I also think she came out absolutely adorable. And Belle, oh my goodness. I think these pins are so pretty. What do you think about these, Lizzie?
I think they're really cute. Are they sold as the set, or can you like
So you
buy
can
them
buy them.
separate?
You can buy them
Oh, that's
separately.
good.
So for
So I can
example,
imagine that you only really want Belle.
oh, I know. So I got Belle, and I think that it's just such a pretty pin. I mean, look at these pins. I love it. I think they look so pretty. It's like the stained glass
Quite big
effect
as
in the
well.
background. Yeah, they're 3 1/4 inches, like tall, I guess, and which is pretty big. Yeah. So there you go. There's like a little quarter, and then
Why, if it's an English pin, did they use like a quarter or
I
is
have
that a dime?
that's a quarter coin. That's 25 cents. I think it's kind of funny that they use a quarter there, US quarter for size
Yeah,
comparison.
that's
So
so strange. It's obvious that they know that their main customer base is Americans. That's so strange.
yeah, but I thought that was really funny too. But these are just really pretty pins, and looks like they're kind of like thicker pins as well, kind of like a pin and pin
Mm.
design there. Um, so the one thing that I didn't quite get too much, you see how there's like different options for the pins that you want. So this one, it's sold out, style number one, and I think this is the one that would have been like 37 pounds. Then there's the AP artist proof slash PP pre-production pin, which is the one that I ended up ordering, $45. Or actually, no, this would have been, I guess, the most expensive one. So I got the middle one, 45, and then the numbered one was 37. I'm not too sure if it's just this one of 200, or actually wouldn't be one. I guess it would be like maybe like 30 of 300. I'm not too sure what this means because I don't think I had ever noticed that from a website about pins, but I did order the artist proof version of it because I like seeing the little AP sign on the back, or lettering on the back. But what do you think about these, Lizzie? Do you think that you would like get any of these?
I don't think I'd get any of the princess ones, but I remember seeing, like, I really like the Hercules and Meg one.
This one?
I Yeah, I can't remember what one I saw the other day. Because someone I buy my pins from, I've just bought a Walt pin from her. Um, she kind of like get buys them in bulk and then sells them on, kind of.
Okay.
I can't remember for the life of me which pin I saw that I really liked. I might have a look on her Instagram actually to see if it will refresh my memory, because I do like these, but for some reason I always thought they were fantasy pins. I didn't realise that they were officially licensed.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's just like Loungefly pins, isn't it?
I guess these are officially like, because Acme used to be licensed by Disney, and then Artland just bought the rights to them. So whatever leftover Acme pins they had, Artland is distributing them. But the back of the pin, it looks exactly the same. The back had like the gold like bricks in the back. But I think these are really cute, and they kind of looked like they could have been fantasy pins. But these are just
Yeah.
really pretty. I saw that Eric, Two Boys in Their Pop, joined. So good morning, Eric. Thanks so much for joining us. Eric's actually 3 hours behind, so it's like 8-ish, 9-ish in the morning
Oh
for him.
wow.
So let me see here. So you said, Lizzie, you don't think that you would get any of those? Maybe the Hercules and Meg one?
Maybe. I mean, like, I struggle spending a lot of money on pins because obviously it's not my main collection. Like, I'd never spend money. I'm going to spend it on plush. Like,
I gotcha.
new emos. I'm not afraid to admit that I have all 6 right now. And when they release more, I will get all of those as well.
That's awesome.
4 out of 6 of them have outfits at the moment. I'm a bit annoyed with the last 2. They kind of come with outfits that you can't remove, so I don't want to put clothes on them because it's going to look strange. It'll look like, that episode of Friends where Joey wears all of Chandler's clothes. It's going to look a bit like that. so I don't want to dress them.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting that it comes with an outfit that you can quite remove. It's like, then what do I do now? Do I just put like a raincoat on them or something? Like,
Yeah, like there's usually like a bit of Velcro on the back,
full screen so that we can
but
see it better.
there's usually like Velcro there, but there's just nothing. And his hat doesn't come off either. And I'm like, what do I dress you in? And then I've saw people who've dressed him, and he kind of looks like quite then because he's got an outfit on top of an outfit. But where's she gone? Daisy's the same. So I just kind of like just keep them together in their outfits.
Oh,
And
I mean,
you
they're
can't
super
remove the
cute.
bows either. So like if you buy an outfit that comes with a bow, you have to like put it in front of that bow, and then you can kind of see the bow in pictures. It really annoys me, but I'm hoping we get Goofy soon because Goofy's actually my favourite out of the Fab Five. So I really, really want Goofy.
Laura says commando. Oh,
He's getting ready for a Zoom meeting, Laura. He is business on the top, party on the bottom.
yes. Oh my gosh. Did you see that video that's going on YouTube? I think I shared it on my Facebook of the like
The one with the
lawyer.
cat.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I can only imagine, just being on like a formal, like, legal proceedings, court proceedings, and, all like attorneys, like it's all business and this
I
kitty
mean,
cat pops
luckily I've
up.
never had that problem. I don't use backgrounds because when you've got a background like this, why would you use like the backgrounds that they give you? I'm like, you can have a look at my room. This will be the only chance you get to have a nose at my room. So there you go.
Yeah, but that was so funny with the cat. I love it when they're like, "We think there's a filter on you," and he's like, "Huh," like looking down. Oh my god, it
Yeah.
is
We've
absolutely
got
hilarious.
something else going around in the UK as well. It's quite big on TikTok. This like parish council had to film their meeting over Zoom, and the men were like proper shouting at this woman, telling her that she had no right to kick anyone out of the meeting and she had no authority and stuff. And it's kind of become a meme, and it's just so wild. It's like the Vicar of Dibley, but if everybody like argued with each other nonstop.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I've seen
It's so
that.
entertaining seeing all of these like Zoom mishaps. Like we just use Microsoft Teams in our company because it's already like paid for us. So I don't know anything about Zoom, but I haven't seen anyone do this. We just have like we'll have a meeting where we're told that mics and cameras have to be off, and there will guaranteed always be one person there with their camera still on. And I'm like, we're all just watching you now.
Yeah, we use Teams at work too, and they just got a camera for all of us to like share, but it's only in one of our computers, not all of them. So whenever like our district people want to see us, we all have to kind of like come around that one.
Around.
I know. So much for social distancing. So I know. So but we don't do it often. We're doing like once a month. But I find it weird. Like, why do you want to stare at me while I stare at you?
Yeah,
Or
I
like
only have
this?
like one meeting a week where people have to see me. The rest of them, it's like mics off, cameras off, which means that usually I'm eating Pringles during that meeting.
Yeah, like you see when we do this and they see me, like I think it'd be weird if I'm just kind of like eating a granola bar and just watching. Be
Yeah,
like, all right, just go on, don't mind my granola bar, you know.
yeah. I had a
Uh
meeting with my boss the one day. She went, "What have you got?" I went, "Nothing." She went, "Come on, what have you got?" I was like, "A biscuit."
oh. Well, at least she knows that you're having your little snack while doing that.
Yeah, I was always renowned for having biscuits on my desk in the office. There's actually a biscuit like tin, and I was always offering people biscuits because I always had them.
And then when you say biscuits, you mean cookies, right?
Yeah, cookies.
Because I
Like
think
Maryland cookies. Do you
like
have
what
Maryland
cookies?
cookies?
I don't think I know
Like
what.
chocolate chip cookies.
Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because here biscuits, like to me, is it's more of like a flaky pastry type thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot
So
about that. We call those scones, which is
scones,
strange, I know. Yeah.
and then
Well,
when I
scones or scones, there's a debate over what you call it. Um, I, you know, when you kind of have to think, how do I pronounce a word, and then your mind goes completely blank. I can't remember how I usually pronounce it. I think I say scones. I don't know. I feel like I go posher around you, Mel, so that like
Right.
you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, like, okay, what are we talking about? Because, but I knew that biscuits are cookies over there. So when you said biscuits, I automatically thought cookies.
Yeah.
You guys share with everybody in the chat that she's talking about cookies. Know that she has a bin of like pastries, puffy pastries in her drawer.
I mean, there was one day where I just came in with like all of these cakes that my mum had made.
Aw.
And then I was meant to take in cake for my birthday, but we started working from home like 5 days before my birthday, so I didn't get a chance to take in my birthday cake.
Mm.
And it's actually 5 weeks today until my birthday, so I
That's
owe
so
them 2 cakes by the time we go back.
Oh, that's so exciting. Did you get your Lady Gaga Oreos yet?
I haven't. They got posted, I want to say Wednesday. Laura can
Okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, but they're in my birthday box off Laura. But she said I can open it up just to get the Oreos out.
Oh, that's exciting. You know what? We got
Have
our
you tried
Oreos.
them yet?
No, that's what it's gonna say. No, they're sealed because I'm not like a huge Oreo person, but if Dirk's gonna have some, I want to try them, and he hasn't opened them yet. So I still don't know what they taste like. It's funny because I look at them every day and I'm like, I'm not gonna open the thing just for one. If he's gonna have like 3 or 4, maybe I'll have one, but I want to just open it for one and So Laura and Jody and McDoors are both saying that they oh no, never mind. She
Oh,
said they're
we've got an
good.
argument.
McDoors are saying not good.
They
So
are golden Oreos, which are my favourite Oreos because we have cookies. No, I'm saying cookies now, not biscuits. Called custard creams over here that are kind of like vanilla. And I think golden Oreos are like that. So like they're my favourite.
so McDoors think that the Christian thinks that food coloring makes them taste weird. I don't know.
I've got to say, American food colouring is a lot different to like English food colouring because when we took Joe to Universal Studios in Hollywood, he had that massive Simpsons donut, the pink one.
Mm-hmm.
And we were so looking forward to it because Joe really, really loves donuts. And he said it just tasted like chemicals.
Oh no. Maybe
I think a lot of like sweet things in America are more artificially made rather than like using fruit. Like if it's strawberry, it's like chemically made strawberry rather than using strawberry.
I can see that.
But it was such a horrible donut and it cost like $12, I think.
Yes, they were expensive, but it was like a massive donut. We had it one of the first times we went to Universal Studios. We got one of those, and I was eating from it for days. But yeah, I agree. I can see how, and Jess agrees too, how maybe some of like the sweets and stuff it here because of the coloring and everything, they might taste a little more like, I don't know, like you can leave them outside for a month and then come back to them and they look great. It's like, have you ever had McDonald's?
Yeah.
I have always heard that you can leave a McDonald's fry, like a thing like in your car for months, like under your seat, and it still looks great. So
probably not with us. Like I watched a video yesterday that said that the reason that American chocolate tastes different is because there's an acid in it that we don't have in ours. And I was like, that's strange. But all our food tastes different. Like the only chocolate that I really like from America is the Hershey's Extra Creamy because that's the closest thing you can get to like UK chocolate. And you know, everyone who's been sent a Boost bar by me will vouch that UK chocolate is very, very nice.
Oh, I love the UK chocolate. Oh my gosh. Yes, I agree. It's funny how I'm talking about this like months old fry from McDonald's. And
you don't eat it.
Ryan says try and let us know. Thanks, Ryan.
Now that you've said it, you've just got to do it. Laura actually has a birthday box with Boost bars in that she is refusing to open until tomorrow
Oh,
So
yes.
happy early birthday, Laura.
Yes. Happy early birthday, guys. Tomorrow, the 15th, is Laura's 30th birthday.
Oh, I was going to say 21.
21, 30, same thing. But
Not
Laura,
for me. I am so close to 30 now. Well, oh, no.
girl, I'm so close to 40 now. But it's so exciting though. Laura is amazing. So Laura, happy birthday. It is tomorrow, but happy birthday.
I know I don't sing, but I might send Laura a voice note of me singing happy birthday.
Aw. Well, Lizzie, as usual, we tend to go past the hour because,
We do.
I feel like, again, I always say this, I'm like a broken record, but time flies when you're having fun. With that said, Lizzie, what do you have coming up in your channel?
I actually have 4 videos this week, which is the most I've uploaded in 1 week since like the start of the year. I was like, okay, Tuesdays and Fridays, that's it. And then I've had the occasional Saturday video. So, but because it's a month until my birthday next week, I wanted to do like a wish list video. So on Sunday, I've got like this video of all the things I would buy if like all of my trips hadn't been cancelled, basically. It's like a birthday list, except for the fact that I've already told my mum what I want for my birthday and she's already bought my presents. So this is more of just a fun video. And then Tuesday, I've got a Wishables collection video because I haven't shown everybody all the Wishables I've got. So I'm doing some Magic Kingdom Wishables. And then Wednesday is my YouTube channel's 3rd birthday. So I'm doing a Disney Q&A. I bought a little 3 balloon and my mum was like, why have you bought yourself a balloon? I was like, I need a balloon for the picture. And then on Friday, I've got my Walt Disney haul, which includes my finally with me Walt Disney Funko Pop.
Yay!
It took so long to arrive because it came in the Christmas rush again. So it basically sat at Heathrow for about 3 weeks without moving, which I think is what Laura's box to me is doing at the moment. It's just sitting in the airport.
Well, I mean, that's so exciting. 3 years. Oh my gosh. And you're more than halfway to 2,000 subscribers. Your
Yeah, I mean,
Instagram is
that's where I want to get by the end of the year, but I don't know. Like, I just find it so hard to grow on YouTube recently. It's like Instagram's a little bit easier. I'm almost halfway to 18,000.
Yeah, you're so close to 20,000 if you look at it. It's insane
Yeah.
on Instagram. Like,
I need a few more things to blow up because I found that it was the way that a lot of people are blowing up on YouTube with shorts. It was Reels that was making me blow up on Instagram. I had a few Reels that had over 100,000 views, which
that's
obviously,
insane.
when you've only got like 17,000 following you, you can do the maths that is a lot of new people seeing your content. So it just gets you out there. So start doing Reels now.
I know. I need to ask you about that. And I need your help with like a bunch of other like social media things, like with the reels. I made a couple ones and it's funny because my Lightning McQueen short, I put it up first as a reel. And in like I don't know, like 5 minutes, it said that it had 4,000 views. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this needs to go to YouTube. And luckily, knock on wood, that short has done really good. It has like 50,000 views. So like I first tested it on Instagram, and when I saw it was so popular on Instagram, I was like, all right, this has to go to YouTube. So, but I'm still experimenting with reels and shorts and all of that. So I'm gonna have to like ask you some like tips about how to actually do the reels and all that good stuff. But when I had you on full screen, I was noticing your pins in the back. And is there a lake behind you?
Is there a what, sorry?
A lake or like a river?
It's just almost a leaf.
No.
I can kind of see what you mean.
The window.
I think it's tarp. I think the building across the street has tarp on it, but I can kind of see why you'd think that.
So, because when I put you full screen, let me see if you see the same thing when I make you full screen. So it looks as if behind
Yeah,
you on the window, you have like a lake or a river or something.
yeah, that's so odd. I think it's just the house across the street because it's very, very white, but because it's getting quite dark outside, it makes it look a bit blue.
Yeah, I'm like, look
But
at this
yeah, that's really
crazy.
creepy.
I'm like, look at this crazy view. And Lizzie's window is like this really nice lake, almost like a
I thought you were
story.
just taking the mick out of those because I did a meeting in here the one day and like the quality wasn't very good. So this literally just looked like a sea of blue. There was no purple, no white for the eyes or anything. And my boss was like, "Hang on." She actually like stopped me in mid sentence. She was like, "Hang on, what's all that blue there?" I was like, "Have you ever seen Monsters Inc?" She was like, "Yeah, why?" I was like, "Oh, it's just loads of sullies." She was like, "Why?" People just don't get it.
But yeah, because if you look at like it from where I'm seeing it, I see the window, and this is what I picture. I think Lady Crystal says the same thing. Maybe I just have like an active imagination. So I see your window, I see the light post to the left of the middle of your window, and to the right, it almost looks like there's like a little river or lake, and then it looks like across from it, I can picture like a little lighthouse. I don't know. I think I'm hallucinating. Like Laura said, she's like, quick, buy her a pin.
If
Yeah,
I start hallucinating, will somebody buy me a plush?
that's all we need. I would need a pin. Lizzie wants a plush. That's how you cure hallucinations. And
You know what's annoying about this missing parcel as well now? There's wishables in there. There is a lot at stake.
no.
Whenever there's wishables on the way, I'll like put it into my schedule. Like most people have seen my YouTube process video now, so you know that I like to film ahead. So like a wishables video will usually be filmed like 4 to 6 weeks before it goes up, just because I don't want to wait until the video is going out to open the wishables. I just open them up as soon as they get here, pretty much. But I planned in this wishables video, and I think it's about 4 weeks away now, and I'm like, oh god, I really need those wishables to arrive.
Yeah, we need those wishables. I'm like looking at the comments. Mike Dork said that as we want a pin or a plush, they want a pop. Jess is saying, did you see any Paris beat? I haven't seen that. It's so cute. Yes, I do need
I
that.
haven't either.
I haven't
I
seen
mean,
that.
Paris stuff is really hard to get a hold of at the moment because the park is closed. The one store is open, the World of Disney is open, but you need a reservation to go. So, like, only certain people go and pick up stuff. And then, obviously, because they've had to go out of their way to get a reservation, they're like trying to charge you loads for it. And you know me, I don't like paying over double for anything. I have done it for a few things. Someone asked me in my Q&A what was the most expensive thing I've ever bought, like over retail. And I actually had to do the math. So I was like, okay, so this one I paid 295% over retail for, but this one I paid 300% over retail for.
Holy moly. But, when you are a collector, those things, that 300% of value might seem like a great deal.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it was a Mickey Memories. So to have 12 rather than have 11, it makes a lot of sense.
yeah. And good morning. This is our dream, Jeff and Angela. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Kind of afternoon at this point. I think it is afternoon actually already. But I think Jess just actually sent me a picture. Mel sent you an image of the new pin on your Instagram. All right, let's see this together, guys. And with that, we should be wrapping up soon because I don't want to keep you guys here all day. Let me see. Oh my gosh, this is so cute.
Oh,
Okay, try to.
that is adorable.
That is so cute. I
You
love.
don't often get them on like cutesy things. You usually get them on like troublemaking things, don't you? So that's really cute.
I think that's really cute too. You don't. I don't feel like you don't see many of pins with them there and a Valentine's and pin like that. So it's really cute. It almost looks like one of the older Disney auction pins. These are really cute. Aww. But let's see. Yeah, with that said, we should really wrap up because I don't want to keep you guys here all day. We're close to an hour and a half. As far as what I have coming up in my channel, Mac Dorks. It's like Pin Pop Plush P3 like Charmed. Oh my gosh, I love Charmed. So let's see. On the 16th, which is Tuesday, I will be doing the Mardi Gras swap, which was put together by Frog Prince Ryan, who's in the chat. So that's coming out on the 16th. And then, of course, on Sunday, we'll be back with Disney Collectibles Sunday at the same time, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. British Standard Time. And then, just more pin content and videos and all that good stuff coming up. And yes, Mardi Gras. But yeah, anything else you want to share, Lizzie?
I don't think so. Plush news is like really, really quiet at the minute. Like, we only really have wishables of surprise drops, but I'd like a new emotes release. I think they're going to keep going with this everyday cosplay thing, but I don't want more outfits. I just want more plushies.
There you go. So that you're kind of telling Disney, just give us some dress and emotes, not some naked ones that we need to get outfits for once in a while. Like Laura said, Commando. That's very sweet of you, Jess. Thanks so much. And Lizzie, thank you so much for coming on the stream. You're welcome here anytime.
Thank you. So, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, of course. Thank you for being here. Happy Valentine's Day again to you, Joe, and your mom and dad. Say hi to your mom, from me, from all of us. And again, everybody in the chat, Jody and Laura, Disney Jess, Frog Prince, This Our Dream. What else do we have here? Two Boys on Their Pops. I saw Christina Paint here earlier. Carrie, McDorgs, everybody that's here. Lady Crystal, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this morning, this afternoon. Again, happy Valentine's Day, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.